Good Thursday morning, and thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dusty Sonnenberg. Well, clear skies, 38 degrees on the barn thermometer. It looks like that temperature may drop a few more degrees before the sun comes up and starts to warm up for a day. Should be a decent day today, though, as we're looking for a high in the low 60s. It's going to remain breezy, which means an increased risk for field fires. Be sure to stay vigilant and safe. Let's check in now on our weekly update from the Ohio Soybean Council. I'm visiting today with Bill Bayless, and Bill is currently serving as chairman of the Ohio Soybean Council. Bill, you've been out representing Ohio soybean farmers in the council. It's a program called Soy Connect. Tell us a little bit about where that was and sort of what it was all about.
Soy Connect, the thing we try to promote the fact of is our transportation system. We're the very reliable supplier. So here in Ohio, matter of fact, we can go out through Cincinnati, Ohio River. We can truck it on over to go out the West Coast on the rail. We can rail it out the East Coast. I was just in a meeting this spring, where we're trying to promote the St. Lawrence Seaway out
through the Great Lakes.
Through the Great Lakes. So, and there, as the world changes, and I'm getting sidetracked from the Soy Connect here, but it is a world market, and we have European buyers now that used to buy from South America, but now that China has favored South America because maybe some political reasoning, that's opened up the European market to be more akin to buy from us, just because they're not getting their supply down there as much. But that's what the Soy Connect is all about. We pull in, I think they said something like 750 people attended from, I can't remember for sure, but 42 maybe different countries. When we bring them all here, we try to pull in the top speakers in relations to soybeans, because they want to know about markets just like we do.
Sure.
They're just on the other side of the market from us, but they're just as interested. We bring some of the top market speakers in. We bring some of the top people that knows how to balance the enzymes and nutrients, to where if we're selling them a shipload of soybeans, even though it might cost a little bit more than our competitors' beans, the value ends up in the feed ingredient a better value.
And this update brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Council and your soybean checkoff. Let's take a look now at your Thursday morning weather forecast, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com.
Dry weather for Thursday, and we're headed towards a little bit of moisture potential tomorrow. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at that Ohio Ag weather update. No major weather issues here. The disturbance that's trying to come out of the central and western Corn Belt tomorrow is going to be looking at dying for the most part before it gets here. Now, I'll allow for clouds in the forecast for Friday, and I do think that we can see some hit and miss light moisture, but it's only a few tenths or less coverage, about 40 to 50% of the state. Today looks great. Sunshine, blue sky, and we're just going to have a very nice day overall, probably a little bit warmer than yesterday. Going into the weekend, high pressure comes in behind that little blip for tomorrow, and we get sunny, cool and dry conditions for both Saturday and Sunday. Seeing some significant warming on Monday and Tuesday. It's going to be with some strong southwest flow. 15 to 30 mile an hour winds are possible, particularly on Tuesday, and that's going to be ahead of our next frontal boundary that shows up later Wednesday afternoon through Thursday. Could see anywhere from 1/4 to 1.5 inches of rain, depending on how thunderstorms come together. There will be some strong thunderstorms in this, but they may pop up a little bit farther to our west over parts of Iowa, the upper Midwest. We will see. Behind that front, we take a little bit of a pause for next Friday, but I think we have another round of moisture that tries to come in over the weekend, the first full weekend in November, the second and the third. I'm meteorologist Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more after this.
In any year, your best harvest is only a few upgrades away. Seed Consultants exclusively serves the Eastern Corn Belt, combining our deep knowledge of local conditions with high-performing products fit for your acres. Most importantly, our customized services put our products and your business in a position to succeed. We help you start with better to grow your best. Visit seedconsultants.com to learn why our products and services are simply better.
In a time of tight margins when every penny counts, could you be saving more on your monthly energy bill? Ohio Farm Bureau is here to help members get competitive electric and natural gas supply prices through its Energy Savings Program. Participants save an average of 10% on their rates. Let Ohio Farm Bureau help you take the guesswork out of energy savings. Request your free bill analysis at ofb.ag/energy program. Savings not guaranteed. Actual savings may vary.
Taking a look at your agricultural headlines, pasture conditions continue to decline. While much of the country needs moisture, certain areas continue to see pastures move into that very poor to poor condition. Nebraska moved to the negative side with 12 points fewer in the good to excellent category at 15%. 13 points more in the very poor to poor category, now at 57%. Other nearby states are also suffering, with Iowa having 8 points fewer in that good to excellent category at 22% now, and 4 points more marked the very poor to poor, now at 37%. Similarly, in Oklahoma, they lost 7 points from the good to excellent pastures at 16%, and 6 points more now for the very poor to poor, putting them at 51%. If we look to the south, several Delta and southeastern states do need moisture. States that see a shift from the good pastures to very poor would include Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Arkansas. As we know, pasture conditions here in Ohio remain very challenging as well. Well, let's get an update now on the National FFA Convention from Matt Reese. These updates brought to us by the folks at Wilmington College.
Landon Haney is a member of the Arcanum MVCTC FFA chapter and is up for the American Star in Agribusiness Award at the National FFA Convention. Landon, pretty big deal, right?
Yeah, it's an extremely big accomplishment for me and our chapter here in Arcanum, and so I'm extremely thankful to have this opportunity.
First off, could you just tell me a little bit of background about your farm and maybe how you got to where you are today?
Yeah, so our family farms about 1,400 acres of corn and soybeans here in Darke County, and through that process, the whole time as I was younger, my goal was always to be in the family farm, which is still going to be happening, but through that process, in 2018, when I was 14 years old, I began mowing a property for a distant relative, and through that process, neighbors recognized my talent, and then from there, my company, Haney's Mowing and Landscaping LLC, was created, and today we service a wide variety of customers in both commercial and residential fields.
Now, how does this business fit in with your activities on the farm? Are they complementary to each other?
Yeah, so it's often challenging because our busiest time of the year, obviously, in farming is spring and fall, and so those typically correlate at the same exact time for the mowing and landscaping. Spring is extremely busy as well as fall, and through that process, I've had to obviously hire quite a few employees, and through that we've created several different crews that are out managing our properties from mowing and landscaping to make sure that our customers are served in the best way possible.
So how do you do that? How do you manage employees and manage your own activities and work in that business and work on the farm? How does that all work together?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that's not easy, and I think that sometimes on the farm here, my grandpa and uncle, I think we discuss a lot that I'm on the phone or I'm texting or whatever it might be, but we have to realize that I'm still running a company at the same time while we're trying to get all these acres covered. And so a lot of times I'm doing both of those things at the same time to make sure that we can get both of those things completed all at once. So it's usually a pretty stressful time of year, but it's quite deserving and really worth it.
Excellent. And then how big of a radius do you travel for this? I would guess there's limitations in terms of how far you can haul some of your equipment and so forth. How big of an area do you cover?
Yeah, right now we're roughly 30 to 40 mile radius, which I know sometimes people say that's not much, but other time that seems like a haul. But obviously we're willing to go a little bit farther for those jobs that are, larger, that take more time. But when we talk specifically about landscaping maintenance as well as the mowing industry, we like to keep that circle as tight as we can and try to plan that route and route density to keep that as tight as possible.
Now, in terms of FFA and that National Convention, what do you enjoy about the FFA experience, especially there at National Convention?
Yeah, I think that just the atmosphere in general, I've taken several years through my high school experience to go to the national convention and experience all these different things, whether it's tours or whether we're sitting in at sessions, just seeing all of the different people. We've got almost 1 million members in the national FFA, and to see 60 to 80,000 of these people gather together and, they all share common, alike. It's just incredible to see all these people come together and to be together at once and to recognize the accomplishments and all the people that have done, a fantastic job throughout this time.
Now, what is your current status? Where are you at in school right now and so forth, and your plans maybe for the future? And how would being named Star American Degree winner, how would that alter and change your future?
Sure. Yeah, I graduated last spring from Edison State Community College. And so currently I graduated with my associates in agribusiness. And so, from here on out, I'm planning on continuing the farming operation as my grandpa and my uncle, plan to scale down and slowly take that operation over, as well as continue the mowing and the landscaping business. If I was being named a finalist and being named a winner of the agribusiness, I mean, that just is an incredible accomplishment and something that, as I take forward through the business, that I think I want to instill into our employees as well as our customers, that we take pride in what we do and that we have made this accomplishment with ourselves over the last couple of years.
Well, that's Landon Haney, and he is definitely a rising star in Ohio agriculture over there in Darke County. I appreciate your time today, Landon.
Yeah, thank you, Matt.
And these updates from the National FFA Convention brought to you by Wilmington College. Stay tuned. We'll be back to take a look at your markets after this.
AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio is your Medicaid plan for more benefits, more rewards. We know that good health means more than just seeing a doctor when you're sick. Eligible members can receive extras like home-delivered meals and family essentials, like baby carriers and kids' school supplies. Members can even earn rewards for playing mobile health trivia games. Learn more at AmeriHealthCaritasoh.com and call the Ohio Medicaid Consumer Hotline at 1-800-324-8680 to choose AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio.
It's time now for your morning Louis Dreyfus grain analysis, brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Council and your soybean checkoff. Let's check in with Ryan Martin.
Very choppy trade on Wednesday, but you know what? At the closing bell, we had some green in Chicago wheat, corn, and in soybeans. That means through the first half of the week, we have a definite trend, and the trend is up ever so slightly. Now, before you get too wild and crazy here looking for a bullish move to the upside, I just don't think that's in the cards too much. And I've heard from several folks that there are certain brokers out there that are projecting November soybeans on a move to 10.15 to 10.20. Look, I hope they're right. Would I put my crop sales in that basket right now? Probably not. That's just what we're looking at here, a market that is begrudgingly moving higher. Corn did trade through initial resistance. Wheat attempted to test its 20-day moving average yesterday as a nearby U.S. export demand remains intact. Exporters yesterday morning sold 389,000 metric tons of beans to China on the flash reporting system, another 100,000 metric tons of corn to unknown. That brings total U.S. corn sales on a known basis since October 10th to about 131 million bushels, 219 million since October 4th. The corn and soy export sales this and next Thursday will be large. Today, it's meal that's boosting futures-based soy crush margins. Tomorrow, who knows? Long-term risks are still rather bearish because South American weather is not threatening anymore. Had some good rains on Tuesday into early Wednesday yesterday in Argentina and moving northward now through the heart of Brazil, Mato Grosso, Goiás, Minas Gerais, all of those areas picking up some decent rain. So the weather is not threatening in that Jan-February time frame. Cumulative ethanol production for September 1 through October 18 calculated at 2.15 billion gallons, up 3% from a year ago. USDA in the October WASDE pegged ethanol's corn demand draw to decline slightly. So far, we're putting that on the back burner. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Let's take a look now at how your market's closed, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com. December corn closed up 2.5 cents, and March corn was up 2 3/4. November soybeans closed up 5 3/4 cents, while March soybeans were up 3 1/4. And December Kansas City wheat closed down a penny, while December Chicago wheat was up 2.5 cents, and December Minneapolis wheat was down 1.5. Taking a look at your overnight trade, December corn is trading up 1/2 penny at $4.19.5. November soybeans up 3 1/4 at $10 3/4, and wheat for December up 1.25 pennies at $5.79 3/4. This is the Ohio AgNet.